have indeed made the Quran easy to understand and remember. Then is there any that will receive admonition?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Class, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, we are getting familiar with our third pillar, that is Mudari, imperfect. We have noted last time that for the formation of Mudari, imperfect, we are required 4 letters. Alif, Ta, Ya, Nun, Atain, Atain. And we can form one word out of these 4 letters. Now let us try to see that how are we going to form 3F1. 3F1. For 3F1, we have to keep our radical fa quiescent and add ta. So ta will precede. So it will become what? Taf'alu. Taf'alu. Taf'alu means she does or she will do, according to the context. She does or she will do. And the formation of 2M1, second person, masculine, singular, is also the same. You may well ask that it may cause confusion. How one form can stand for 2, that is 3F1 and 2M1. But the nature of Arabic language is such that context always suggests whether taf'alu is used for third person feminine singular or taf'alu is used for second person masculine singular. So the deciding factor is the context in which taf'alu is used. For the formation of 2F1, second person feminine singular, we have to add ta, ya and noon and place kasra under radical lam. So it will be taf'alina, and 1M1 plus F1, we have to add only alif. Af'alu. So 3M1, yaf'alu, 3F1, taf'alu, 2M1, again, taf'alu, 2F1, taf'alina, 1M1 plus F1, af'alu, af'alu. And please remember that whatever sign radical ain carries in a root, that sign will be retained in the conjugation. So let us take few roots starting from ya'lamu. So if you could give me 3M1, ya'lamu. 3F1, ta'lamu. 2M1, still ta'lamu. 2F1, ta'lamina. 1M1 plus F1, a'lamu. Yes, dakhala yadkhulu, tadkhulu, tadkhulu, tadkhulina, adkhulu. Yes, yakutubu, takutubu, takutubu, takutubina, akutubu. Now if you could give me, just please look at my sign, and whatever I spot, if you could give me the imperfect, I think we can make very good progress. تجلس
تجلسين
تجلسين أجلس يجلس
تجلس
تجلس
أذهب
أذهب أذهب
تأكل
تأكل
تأكلين
تأكلين تأكلين يأكل
يخرج
الحمد لله good أخرج يخرج تخرج
تخرجين
تخرجين good الحمد لله now
تقرأ
تقرأ تقرأ أقرأ
تقرئين
yes تقرأين تقرأين Alhamdulillah, our progress so far is very good. Now let me show you the other roots. Yarada. What is the perfect? Radiya. Yarada. Sa'a yas'a. Sa'a yas'a. You see, he struggles. Yes, hada yahdi. He guides. Or, according context, he will guide. Naha yanha. He prevents. Or, he will prevent. Faniya yafna. He perishes or he will perish. Da'a yad'u. Da'a yad'u. He calls. Faza
يفوز
yafuzu. He succeeds. He succeeds. And taba
يتوب
yatubu. These are all weak. Taba yatubu. He repents. Let us go to this unit 24. Yes, please.
الأب يأكل الطعام وبنته تشرب اللبن.
الأب يأكل الطعام وبنته تشرب اللبن. The father eats the food and his daughter drinks the milk. هي تأكل الطعام وأنا أشرب اللبن. She is eating the food and I am drinking the milk.
هل تأكلين الطعام؟
هل تأكلين الطعام? Are you eating the food?
لا، أنا أشرب اللبن.
لا أنا أشرب اللبن. No, I am drinking the milk.
هل تدخلين البيت من الباب؟
هل تدخلين البيت من الباب? Are you entering the house from the door?
نعم، أدخله من الباب.
نعم أدخله من الباب. Yes, I enter it from the door.
هل تغسلين الثوب بالماء؟
هل تغسلين الثوب بالماء? Are you washing the garment with the water?
نعم أغسله بالماء.
نعم أغسله بالماء. Yes, I wash it with the water. أنا أعبد الله وأقرأ القرآن. I am worshipping Allah and I recite the Quran. يعبد الكافر البر والبحر وأنا أعبد الله. The disbeliever worships the land and the sea, and I worship Allah. من ينصرك, who helps you? Allah helps me. يا الله أنا أعبدك في النهار وفي الليل. O Allah, I worship you in the day and in the night. So أعبد. أعبد is what? 1M1, imperfect 1M1 plus F1. And ka, possessive pronoun 2M1. So أعبدك, I worship you. هل تتركين الله وتعبدين نفسك? Are you leaving Allah and worshipping yourself? لا أنا أعبد الله. No, I am worshipping Allah.
من يأمر الإنسان بالخير
من يأمر الإنسان بالخير. Who commands men for virtue?
الله يأمر الإنسان بالخير
الله يأمر الإنسان بالخير. Allah commands men for virtue.
هل تذهبين إلى المسجد للصلاة؟
هل تذهبين إلى المسجد للصلاة? Are you going to the mosque for the prayer?
نعم أذهب إلى المسجد للصلاة.
نعم أذهب إلى المسجد للصلاة. Yes, I am going to the mosque for the prayer.
هل تقرأين القرآن في الصلاة؟
هل تقرأين القرآن في الصلاة? Are you reading the Quran in the prayer?
نعم أقرأ القرآن في الصلاة
نعم أقرأ القرآن في الصلاة. Yes, I am reading the Quran in the prayer. In Turab, Allah has created Adam from soil. وخلق الناس من أب واحد وأم واحدة. And He has created mankind from one father and one mother. Now, we are going to learn how to form imperfect from weak roots. Now, Unit 25.
هل أنت تغسلين غرفة الطعام؟
هل أنت تغسلين غرفة الطعام? Are you washing the dining room?
لا أنا أغسل ثوبي.
لا أنا أغسل ثوبي. No, I'm washing my clothes. هل أنت تعبد مخلوق الله? Are you worshipping the creation of Allah, created being of Allah? لا أنا أعبد الله وهو خالقي وربي. No, I'm worshipping Allah and He is my creator and my Rabb, nourisher, cherisher, Lord, guide. يا رجل الله يعلم وأنت لا تعلم. O man, Allah knows and you do not know. Now for the negative, imperfect, we are required to place la. So, with my demonstration sign, if you could give me imperfect negative, 1M1, F1. La akulu. I do not eat. Right? Fine. La ajlisu. I do not sit. La adkhulu. I do not enter. La akhruju. I do not come out. La adhabu. I do not go. La a'lamu. I do not know. La ajhalu. I do not remain ignorant. Now, alhamdulillah, with the application of this law, it is possible to form imperfect negative. If we try to quickly look at this write-up, that is rule number 39, related to this unit 24, the imperfect in Arabic presents the incomplete action of a verb. It imparts the meaning of the present continuous and future tense. The context in which the imperfect is used indicates the future tense. The method for making the imperfect sound indicative. It has been made clear that for the formation of the derived forms in Arabic, the root is inevitable. The root can either be sound or weak, as has been in indicative sound perfect there is the possibility for the radical medial ayn to accept either fatha, kasra, or dhamma, fa'ala, fa'ila, or fa'ula. Similarly, in the imperfect, the radical ayn can either accept fatha, kasra, or dhamma. And it is not necessary that it should agree with the short vowel of the radical ayn of perfect. Fa'ala, the medial radical is carrying fatha. Jalasa, perfect indicative, he sat. Yajlisu, imperfect, he sits. The medial ayn is carrying kasra in the imperfect indicative. Nasara, perfect indicative, he helped. Yansuru, imperfect, he helps. The medial ayn is carrying dhamma in the imperfect indicative. These two forms are common in use. Mana'a, perfect indicative, he prevented. Imperfect, yamna'u, he prevents. The medial ayn is carrying fatha in the imperfect indicative. The third radical is a guttural letter. Fa'ila, the medial radical is carrying kasra. Alima, perfect indicative, he knew. Ya'lamu, imperfect indicative, he knows. The medial radical in the imperfect is carrying fatha. It is common in use. Hasiba, perfect indicative, he thought. Yahsabu, imperfect indicative, he thinks. The medial radical in the imperfect is carrying kasra, rare in use. Third, fa'ula. The medial radical is carrying dhamma. Karuma, he is respected. Perfect indicative, yakrumu, he is being respected. Imperfect indicative. It is rare in use. It is clear from the above analysis that the radical ayn in the perfect may carry either fatha, kasra, or dhamma. For the determination by beginners of its exact short vowel in the imperfect, there is a need to refer to a good Arabic dictionary. Generally, dictionaries will immediately, after the triliteral roots, provide a sign for the short vowel which the radical ayn in the imperfect will carry. For example, Hensworth places either A, I, U signs after the roots, and other dictionaries place signs such as A, E, U. And inshallah, I'm going to show you Hensworth dictionary, which is very common and very easy to handle by the students. Rule number 40. When the medial radical ayn of the perfect indicative 3M1 carries fatha in most of verbs, then it accepts kasra and dhamma in the medial ayn of the imperfect indicative. Rule number 41. When the medial radical ayn of the perfect indicative 3M1 carries kasra in most of verbs, then it accepts fatha in the radical ayn of the imperfect indicative. Rule number 42. When the medial radical ayn of the perfect indicative 3M1 carries dhamma, then generally in the imperfect indicative it remains the same. Rule number 43. The imperfect indicative commonly retains the fatha of the perfect if the second and the third radical is a guttural letter. Sa'ala, yas'alu, he asked. Yas'alu, he asks. So Hamza is a guttural letter. We have noted these 6 guttural letters in our script phase, which are what? Hamza, ha, ayn, ha, ghayn, kha. These are the 6 gutter letters. Mana'a yamna'u. He prevents. Mana'a, he prevented. Yamna'u, he prevents. Dhahaba yadhhabu. Dhahaba, he went. Yadhhabu, he goes. The imperfect cannot be formed without 4-letter prefixes and endings. A, ta, ya, and noon. Imperfect indicative, 3M1. Keep the radical fa quiescent. Add prefix ya, yaf. Place the short vowel when the radical ain takes in the imperfect indicative, it takes fatha, yafa. Place on the final radical lam, dhamma, yaf'alu, he does. 3F1, 1, 3, 4 will remain the same as in 3M1. Add prefix to ta, taf'alu, she does. 2M1 will remain the same as 3F1. UM1 do. 2F1, keep the radical fa quiescent. Add prefix to ta, taf. Keep the vowel on the radical ain, which the perfect indicative takes, taf'a. Place kasra under the radical lam, taf'ali. Add the prefixes ya and noon. Taf'alina, you feminine do. 1M1 plus F1. 1, 2, 3 will remain the same as in 3M1. Add prefix 1, af'alu. 1M1 plus F1, that is I do. Now for the imperfect week, the formation of this, inshallah, it will be possible for us to treat next time. But as far as the imperfect is concerned, 3 radicals are vital. Radical fa, radical ain, and radical lam. And these 3 radicals are always witnessed, present. The additions are 4 letters, a, ta, ya, and noon. That will be either suffixes or prefixes. Once they are added to the 3 radicals, then it is possible for us to form imperfect. Inshallah, we should continue learning this imperfect. Barakallahu li wa lakum wal jamil muslimin. إنه تعالى جواد كريم ملك بر رؤوف رحيم. ولقد